Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're well. So today I'm going to look at information messages for the next couple of weeks. I drew an oracle card this morning and today I selected The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and the card is called Breathe. It's interesting. I've been using this deck for quite a few years now, and every time the Breathe card comes up for myself or for a client, it could be that we are going through a challenging phase in our lives, but I feel it's also connected to the energies, the challenging energies we are experiencing now and for quite a while in the collective. And Spirit is basically reminding us that in times where we feel stressed, overwhelmed, to remember to breathe. And what I mean by that, to sit down, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Ideally for about 5 minutes. And that's it, that's all. It's going to bring you so many benefits to help you with stress, anxiety, to help you with a better focus in your life and better sleep. It's interesting when you think about it, as humans, we have a tendency to take breathing for granted. We breathe in and out 20,000 times a day. But in times of feeling stressed and overwhelmed, it's so important to go back to deep breathing, just to help us to regain a sense of peace. So it's interesting. The fact I'm getting this card, I can feel collectively, it's a challenging time for the collective consciousness of humanity, and it's been for a while. And I know the sensitive souls will pick up on those energies. But also, if you are experiencing a challenging phase in your personal life, just try to remember to go back to your breathing just for a few minutes to help you to find peace again. Now, I'm going to draw a few tarot cards related to the Breathe card and just see what information Spirit wants to share with us. So it's going to be a message for the collective, but also it could be a message for you on the personal level. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So bear with me a few seconds. I'm going to look at the cards and just see what transpires. Very interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a message, specific message, I would say, for the collective, but for us on a personal level, especially if we are going through a challenging phase in our lives. Now, the first card is the Nine of Swords. So now I can understand why the Breathe card came out this week. The Nine of Swords, as you can look on the picture, this lady is very overwhelmed, very stressed. It's like she doesn't know how to cope, to come out from this vicious circle of feeling overwhelmed, stressed, worry. To a point, you can see the pillow there. She can't sleep during the night. There are two clear messages here. Some people are stressed purely because they are worried about the future. And believe you me, I understand. At the moment, there is a lot of uncertainty in our world. It's all about living one day at a time. So my advice would be here, try not to worry too much about the future. Try to stay in the present, okay? And yes, remember to go back to your breathing, just to stay centered during this challenging phase. Now, the second message I'm getting, yes, some of you will have what I call valid reasons to be worried, to be stressed, to feel overwhelmed. Again, try to focus on something positive in your life. And what I mean by that, gratitude is a way of shifting your energy from a very dark place to a more positive place. This is one way of doing it, okay? But again, I understand completely why the breathe card came out, looking at the Nine of Swords now. It's all about managing a challenging phase in our lives. Sometimes we have no choice. We have to go through this challenging phase, and quite often we do realize later on that it had to happen. There was a reason. This is a way for us to grow and evolve, also giving us the opportunity. But the key thing here is, if you feel overwhelmed and stressed, try to find some kind of balance. I know it's not easy, and we all have our different ways of doing it. But the fact that Spirit reminds us that breathing is such an important part here during these challenging times, that would be my first advice to you, especially if you're going through a challenging phase in your life. Now, the second card is the Lovers. Now, it's interesting because the Lovers is, of course, about meaningful relationships with a partner, with family, within our community. But looking at the message, generally, the cards I have here, it's a bad choice. And I would say choice in which way? It's about reevaluating your beliefs, your values, some patterns in your life. This is the perfect time when we feel stressed, worried, overwhelmed. It is the perfect time to reevaluate our beliefs, our values, to get some clarity on that. Where do you stand in your life? How do you relate and connect with others? Especially for you people who feel that you're not quite there. And what I mean by that, you haven't shown yet your true self to the world, and you feel that you need more work on a personal level to get there. So by reevaluating your beliefs, your values, your patterns, you'll know what no longer serves you. And it's time maybe for you to release some of it in order for you to be able to move forward and show the world your authentic self, your true self, which is very, very interesting. Now the third card, absolutely beautiful. And I'll come back. There is a clear message for the collective, but let's face it, the collective consciousness of humanity is represented with each of us. So there is an element here where there is a message for the collective, but for you personally, if you are going through a challenging phase in your life. Now, the Empress. This is a beautiful image. The Empress represents, first of all, abundance in our lives. And what she's saying is basically, look at your life, look at the abundance of your life, look at what you already have. And this is going to help you to move out from a stressful, overwhelming phase in your life, to shift your energy, to shift your perspective from a place where you feel lost, overwhelmed and stressed. So she's saying to you, basically try to look at your life from a different perspective. Look at your look at the abundance in your life, to help you shift your energy from a dark place to a more positive place. And the other thing as well, by doing so, you're going to attract, manifest also more abundance in your life. Now, the Empress card is also her connection with nature. Her message there is to go with the flow. And if you can, go to nature to ground your energy. This is again part of that process of trying to find that balance if you are in a challenging phase in your life. This is the second message. And the third one, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and I would say is more related to the message I've got for the collective consciousness of humanity. Look at that. She's pregnant. Yeah. And we've got the earth. So to me, is what I'm hearing is that potentially she's birthing a new earth, a new reality. But she's so far in gestation, okay? The process hasn't completed yet, okay? And the message I'm getting from the collective is going to basically being up to us, each individual, to help this shift to a new reality. And yes, she's in gestation. Does that mean that she's going to reach, I would say, the full pregnancy? Well, we don't know. But there is so much potential here for growth and for creating a new reality for the collective consciousness of humanity and Earth. Because if you look at this, those three cards, and I'm going back to the message I've got for the collective. Yes, it is a challenging phase for the collective. A lot of uncertainty, challenging energies. We've got stress, we've got division, we've got separation, uncertainty, as I just mentioned. But it's going to be up to us to make that decision, to help the collective consciousness of humanity and Earth to birth a new reality. This is very interesting. I've just been reminded as well, and I think it's quite symbolic. Today, I'm recording this video on Bastille Day. As you all know, I'm French. Bastille Day is basically the celebration of the start of the French Revolution in 1789. And looking back, was it needed? Absolutely. But it didn't have to be that violent. It was quite violent, we know that. And what I'm hearing now is peaceful revolution. Yes, we need a peaceful revolution for the collective. It can happen. Remember, by reevaluating our beliefs and values and releasing what no longer serves us. This, on an individual level, not only is going to help the collective consciousness of humanity to move forward and create a new earth or birth a new reality. On an individual level, this is going to create a new reality for your life. And hopefully you're going to inspire others to do the same. I know for a fact a few years back, when a similar message came up for me, I thought, whoa, little me, I'm not going to make any difference. No, I promise you, you're going to make a difference. But we need to do the work on an individual level. We need to reevaluate our values, our beliefs, release what no longer serves us. And we're talking all patterns here. And ideally, looking at our karmic imbalance as well. And hopefully, you as an individual will help others, inspire others to do the same. It's so, so important. I mean, the message is so clear here. But at the end of the day, if you feel you are going through a very difficult phase at the moment, know that it's for the best, for the future, not only for yourself, for your life, for your growth, but as well for the evolution, the growth of the collective consciousness of humanity. But at the end of the day, remember, breathe, breathe deeply. So that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to receive notifications on future videos. And if you are interested to get a personal intuitive reading with myself, please check my website. You'll find the link below in the description box. So thank you again. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.